As of right now, millennials are in such desperate need of drama, they're literally trying to make some up. So if you haven't heard, recently a bunch of millennials and older generations like Gen X on TikTok are trying to make up a bunch of their own drama and saying things like Gen Z's trying to cancel Eminem, and Gen Z's so sensitive they can't even handle Eminem's music, or his new music is so gonna trigger Gen Z.
It's not worse than Houdini though, is it?
Yeah, it gets a little bit worse.
I don't see how it can get any worse. Houdini was horrible. It was so offensive. So offensive.
Well, just give it a go and see what you think.
Alright, I'll give it a go, but make sure you can turn it off if it gets too bad, alright?
No. Nobody in Gen Z is saying that. Y'all just made that up, so I don't know who's declaring that, but nobody in Gen Z cares, honestly. And you also might be thinking, this sounds like a little bit of old news, I thought this happened a while ago. Well, it did. It started in May when his song Houdini came out, when they were making the same arguments and saying that Gen Z was trying to cancel Eminem, when nobody was. And now that whole situation happened, I guess Eminem heard that and was like, Gen Z's trying to cancel me. I gotta make a diss right now. Nobody was trying to do that, guy. Nobody was trying to do that. And even now in his new song Trouble, where he disses Gen Z, but literally nobody cares. The only videos that you see from Gen Z under that video are people joking about it and being like, oh no guys, we're so offended, this is so offensive. Which we can tell is a joke, but apparently millennials are so far from being able to use the internet properly that they can't tell what satire is. And they're taking some of these videos 100% seriously when they're not. Now, I'm not making this video to be like, I'm Gen Z defender, I will always defend my generation. No, I just think it's funny that a bunch of old people are over here trying to cause drama with a whole generation where a good chunk of us are still minors and in school. Now, I'm going to be holding every millennial's hand when I say this, but you're not hard and cool for listening to songs that have what could be considered offensive lyrics. And you also aren't the only generation to be doing that. Because if you weren't aware, people in Gen Z have parents that are older than them because that's how age works. Different generations make new generations. And because of that, a lot of people in Gen Z were born and raised on a lot of the music that older people listened to, which is including Eminem and every other rapper and stuff like that you can think of. And even now, music like that is still made and people still listen to that regardless of age. So I don't understand where this is all coming from. For instance, Tyler, the Creator, his old music is very much known to be having grotesque, inappropriate contents in them, and that's what we listen to. And the only difference is that we don't constantly brag about it and talk about how hard and cool we are for listening to Tyler, the Creator. We just listen to our music and move on with our lives. There's also the fact that when we listen to this music, we know that the artists that we're listening to are really popular. Tyler, the Creator is known. People know who he is. We're not acting like we're some underground indie people for listening to his music. But that is what millennials are acting when they say that they listen to Eminem. They're acting like they're so different and unique, despite the fact that he has 30 million streams on Spotify and is probably one of the most known rappers of all time. So you're not different for listening to somebody like Eminem. Millennials' whole argument for making fun of Gen Z for quote-unquote canceling Eminem, even though that's not happening, is that we're just so sensitive as a generation and we take everything seriously, even though nobody's trying to cancel Eminem. And I'm so sorry that us as a generation are trying to progress in life and not still live in the past where so many offensive stuff just slid by. And this is beyond the Eminem problem. Millennials are just, I don't even know how to describe it, but they're just constantly just so opposed to change and anything different from what they went through, which is, I'm so sorry, but it's not going to stay the same. You're not going to be able to live in your old life forever. You're getting older and you're getting closer to your deathbed every second. And I'm so sorry that has turned you into such a sad, pruny person that you have to take it out on younger people. There's also this whole thing going on TikTok that is so outlandish, I can't even tell if it's satire or not. But it's this whole thing of Millennials and Gen X. We're coming together. We must rise up and attack. Who are you attacking? Anytime I see a video like that and somebody in the comment section is asking, what are you all talking about? What's going on? They don't even have an explanation. They're literally just over here saying that they're gonna start war against something or somebody. Nobody knows because they don't even know themselves. Not from these videos that they're releasing. I can assume that they're talking about Gen Z is what they're trying to attack. But like I said before, a good chunk of Gen Z are minors and children. So you should not be like your 30s and 40s having beef with children on the internet. And oh my god, as I'm doing research for this, trying to find videos to prove my point, I stumbled across old videos. I thought this started this year in May when Houdini came out. No. They've been spreading around this whole thing about us canceling Eminem since 2021. I can't remember anybody talking about him in 2021. Most people at that time, it was like after a certain pandemic. So a lot of people were focused on themselves, not stuff like that. Anyways, that's it. This video is pretty short, because that's just because I don't think there's anything else to say other than the fact that Millennials and Gen X are having this one-sided beef, and I just think it's funny. I think it's really funny.